This podium 40 years ago, I told the sponsors of that outrageous resolution to expel Israel, gentlemen, check your fanaticism at the door. Today, I tell President Abbas and all of you who would shamefully support that resolution, check your fanaticism at the door. The singling out of the one and only Jewish state continues to be a moral stain on the United Nations. It has made this once respected institution contemptible in the eyes of decent people everywhere. But for the Palestinians, this UN House of Darkness is home court.
UN House of Darkness. Wait a minute, he keeps going. UN House of Darkness.
They know that in this swamp of anti-Semitic bile.
Swamp of anti-Semitic bile.
There's an automatic majority.
He just got booed. Do you hear that?
Willing to demonize the Jewish state on anything. In this anti-Israel flat earth society.
Oh, anti-Israel flat earth society. Bring it on.
Any false charge, any outlandish allegation can muster a majority. In the last decade, there have been more resolutions passed against Israel in this hall at the UN General Assembly than against the entire world combined. Actually, more than twice as many. Since 2014, this body condemned Israel 174 times. It condemned all the other countries in the world 73 times. That's more than 100 extra condemnations for the Jewish state. What hypocrisy, what a double standard, what a joke. So the UN's hostility So all the speeches you heard today, all the hostility directed at Israel this year, it's not about Gaza. It's about Israel. It's always been about Israel's very existence. And I say to you, until the Jewish state is treated like other nations, until this anti-Semitic swamp is drained, the UN will be viewed by fair-minded people everywhere as nothing more than a contemptuous farce. Now, given the anti-Semitism at the UN, it should surprise no one that the prosecutor at the ICC, one of the UN's affiliated organs, is considering issuing arrest warrants against me and Israel's defense minister, the democratically elected leaders of the democratic state of Israel. The ICC prosecutors rushed to judgment. His refusal to treat Israel with its independent courts the way other democracies are treated is hard to explain by anything other than pure anti-Semitism. Ladies and gentlemen, the real war criminals are not in Israel. They're in Iran. They're in Gaza, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Yemen. Those of you who stand with these war criminals, those of you who stand with evil against good, with a curse against the blessing, those of you who do so should be ashamed of yourselves.
Well, you should be more than ashamed of yourselves. That would make them also murderers. Closing comments first, you, Dr. Woods?
Well, I amen to that whole speech. If I could take it one step further, what country is paying the largest share, to subsidize this anti-Semitic bile of an organization? Well, that would be the United States of America.
That's right.
I think we give, $20 billion a year, like a fifth of their budget. Whatever the number is, it's disproportionate to what everybody else pays. So, let's condemn the United Nations, but let's also condemn the country that's footing the bill for the whole thing. In fact, he's making those comments in our country, in New York, where the United Nations building is. I mean, it's time to defund the United Nations. It's time to get them out of our country. And it's time to take that building and fumigate it once they leave.